work in a 224-bed long-term care facility, and I'm the charge nurse of a 32-bed in that facility locked dementia unit. I was working day shift that day, and a resident who'd been having some, I hate this word, responsive behaviors, we'll talk about that later, was sitting one-on-one with me because we have no choice. We work in isolation, and when we call, and oftentimes they'll just say, well, you know, get someone to sit with them, and you've only got 4 PSWs who are looking after the other 32 or 31 people. So he was sitting in my office with me. And I was typing away doing some of my work, and he seemed to calm down a bit, and the conversation was pleasant. And he got up and he walked out of the room, and I thought I heard a noise, and I went out and he was kicking a frail nonverbal woman who was sitting in a wheelchair, and I immediately got over there, separated him, and called a PSW and said, you need to get him away from here for me, and while I go pour him some medication. So I got a PRN med poured for him, and I went out to find him, and all she did was walk him away. She didn't engage him. Went down the hall to find him, and here he was, closed-fisted, pounding another nonverbal frail woman in the back of the head. I can't get past that part of the story without getting choked up. So I grabbed him, and I got him away from her, gave him the medication, walked him back up to the nurse's station, got a PSW to sit with him, and I walked in the nurse's station and shut the door and just lost it. Anyway, a manager came down, and we talked about it, and you know, went through all of the things. I proceeded to fill out a professional responsibility complaint. And what happened was they started giving a one-on-one PSW for this gentleman to watch him and to protect the other residents. But interestingly enough, they would pull that one-on-one when I was on. And eventually I called the Ministry of Health because the incidents kept happening. And one day I called them, and you know, when you do your PRC process, you call your supervisor and you say, I'm going to need help. And he was acting up this day. He was starting to have behaviors, and I had another new resident that was having behaviors, and they were setting each other off. And I called and left a voicemail on both the ADOC and the DOC's voicemail, and got no response. And at 2 o'clock, they both came up that day. They shut the door with me in the office, and they tried to imply that I was unstable. And they couldn't understand why, what would be my thinking to leave a voicemail. You know, meanwhile, I was the most senior person in the building when all of this started happening, so I couldn't call myself, and I most certainly don't have the authority to start calling in staff. So I just told them, I just got tough with them and said, get used to it, because I'm not going to stop calling you. And, you know, they were very, what's the word I want to use? The way they spoke to me was really patronizing. You know, well, Carolyn, we have aggression on every unit. We have behaviors on every unit in this floor. And I looked at the DOC and went, in the same voice, I said, don't you care about that? Anyway, I'm just very grateful to be able to tell this story. I was on the central negotiating team and had an opportunity to tell umpteen employers sitting across the table. And when I came to the meeting here the other day and saw this description printed out, I just about teared up, because it's wonderful to be able to have a voice heard. I'm so proud to be a member of this union, and really, really, this is just so timely, and I will keep on keeping on. Thank you.
Thank you.